everybody, it's Lenny from Beatles Bass Boot Camp, and today's subject will be, it's not the wand, it's the witch. So with apologies to Harry Potter, what do I mean by the phrase, it's not the wand, it's the witch? It's about nuance in playing. You can have the correct bass, the correct strings, the correct setting, the most expensive amp in the world, but what makes your sound, what makes McCartney's sound different and unique among bass players is his nuanced playing and these 10 fingers, mastered of course by the head. From whatever factors he draws upon in his playing, perhaps it's his sense of melody, his sense of counterpoint, his sense of compositional skill, or singing. He was all those things and still is. He still composes, plays, sings, he does it all. But his bass playing in particular is unique. Why? I don't really know the answer, but I do know that his nuanced playing is his signature sound. A couple of examples I can give you of what Paul called his swampy playing. Swampy. He couldn't even define it. But I think what he meant when he said swampy was there was a lot of glissing and a lot of movement in his parts that enhanced the sound. That is, they were in the service of that particular song, whether he wrote it or anybody else wrote it. George Harrison was famous for saying that Paul's part in the beautiful ballad Something was a little too busy. But was it great? Yeah. And 50 years later, we certainly know that. What about a song like Come Together? I've heard people playing it rudimentally, hitting the notes, but does it sound like Paul's playing? I'll give you an example. Okay, it's in the right key and it's the right notes, but does it sound like Paul's playing? Or does this sound like it? What's the difference? Well, obviously you can tell there's a lot of movement in the sound. Another example of what's called swampy bass playing is from the White Album, Dear Prudence. Paul's entrance on that in the second verse, he is sliding all over the neck, right? Okay, you can play those notes. Big difference, right? So, happily, it's not so much the wand, that is, what kind of guitar you have, what kind of strings you have, whether you're using a pick or your fingers. It's the nuance in Paul's playing, which I've just demonstrated. Thanks for joining me today on this little excursion through Paul's playing. Be sure to like and follow me on Facebook at Beatles Bass Boot Camp and BeatlesBassBootCamp.com. Tune in the future as we're planning on doing some live tutorials on Paul's playing, and we'll see you again real soon.